The first thing I did successfully with email marketing without getting an email address was cold emailing on Facebook by sending direct messages to pages. The reason this works is because you bypass the gatekeeper. You often can get directly to the owner of the business that usually went and created the Facebook page on their own account or a trusted servant's account. This works so much better than sending emails. I sent hundreds of cold emails and never even would get a response. Sending Facebook messages, I would get between 1 and 10% response rate because a notification would appear on Facebook and then they would get an email. So if they ignored the notification, they might still see the entire message in their email. So it just allows it allows this great two-tiered system where you can reach them two different ways. And then on top of that, you can have the opportunity to have them go to your Facebook profile and they can take a look at you before they ever email or message you back. That allows them to see you as a person instead of some zombie cold emailing them, and that makes a gigantic difference. Most of the people that responded to me went through and looked at my Facebook profile at some point and then contacted me. So I'll show you this strategy real fast on Facebook. So let's say you wanted to find an online marketing company to solicit to get business. Now you could go in a group, but if you want to directly get a hold of Facebook page, then what you could do is search and then go for pages, and then you can find these various pages you can go through and contact and send them a message. So you often have to like the page first before you can send them a message. And once you've liked the page, then you can click here and send them a message. And you can see the value of doing that in terms of reaching out to people consistently. So if you find a very niche exact page, for example, if you're trying to offer attorney marketing, so you can even go something like Attorney Sarasota, and you can go attorneys in Sarasota like that. Go to pages, and then you can see all of these different attorney offices here. You can go right click on them, and then you can message the page, or some of them have this new Contact Us tab on them also. The advantage of this is you can get a hold of them both through Facebook and through email instead of just emailing. You can also do this more effectively than cold calling because it's there whenever you want. And you can roll through and send messages to 5 or 10 of these in a time that you could cold call. And the nice thing is lots of times people will see something, and then if you send them a genuinely helpful thing, they will come back and look at it far in the future. I've had people that have responded to these messages several months after I originally sent it. If you leave a call or try and get through with a message, it's likely to be frustrating to start with, and then they're not likely to remember you even the next hour, let alone in 3 months. So if you use this strategy, and I don't recommend necessarily just searching exactly like this unless you know exactly who you're going to get. So if you have a very exact niche service you have to offer attorneys in Sarasota, then you could do this. And that's how I launched my business. Now another way to do it, the main way I was able to start doing this was by highly niche targeted messages to pages. So back 3 years ago, when Facebook ads were not nearly as mainstream, when people needed a lot more help with them, when the tools were not as easy to use, I could just scroll through the news feed and find all of these different ads that were not done well. And back then they had the right-hand column ads, so I could actually click a button and look at all of the different ads. What I would do then, I would find pages that were doing a poor job with their advertising. I would send them a message and I would say, hey, you're obviously doing an ad. I just saw it for $300, I'll make you a more effective ad campaign. Now, as I'm telling you this, you can start to picture, wow, that might work pretty good if you did it just right. It works incredibly well if you do it just right. The amount of time I had to put into the messages versus the amount of sales I got was absurd. And what's best about it is then you can promote these personal relationships. So lots of times you can just chat with people. Even if you don't make a sale, they'll add you as a friend, and then they've got you there indefinitely, and you've got them there indefinitely. So you can build relationships with people instead of just getting rejected and spam blocked via cold emails. If you want to do any kind of B2B outreach and you're trying to make some new connections, this is the way to do it. My largest client, my best business relationship, absolute miracle for my company, I found exactly like I'm showing you. I actually messaged his client's Facebook page, and then he responded to me. So that's the even bigger effect of this. If you're trying to do some online marketing and you can then get a hold of the other people, you can get a hold of your colleagues essentially. You can trade secrets or you can collaborate. There's all kinds of cool opportunities you can do. So using Facebook like this is an awesome way to combine email marketing and social media marketing into a powerful method to make new business-to-business opportunities. This is how I launched my company, and I would not be here talking with you right now if I had not cracked this little strategy on Facebook, which still works right now. The one downside of it is it's not very scalable. You cannot just go up and have a whole bunch of people sending these messages for you all over the place. I know, because that's what I did. So I'm happy to share this strategy with you. And if you're willing to do a little bit of it every day, 5, 10, 15 pages a day, you could be almost guaranteed, as long as you're willing to interact with those pages and not just solicit them, but to build relationships, you can count on having some awesome B2B results from doing this kind of outreach. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and I hope this has been helpful.